Dear voters of the Bulleen constituency, I'd like to begin by first thanking those who have voted for me, despite it being clear to everybody that I'm not going to be winning this seat. And so that 1% or whatever I have received, I'm very comfortable with that, given the situation on the ground. So what happened in March 2020 was the entire country of Australia and the state of Victoria went into a severe mental hysteria where they became terrorized by the fake videos from communist China. The media became terrorized. I think media is also involved, being funded by the pharmaceutical industry. But leaving that aside, there was a great hysteria, which is why I wrote this book. And so that is why I wrote this book, which is here. And I was hoping that some people would read the data that I've shared and figure out how badly they've been scammed by the politicians and the health officers. But it appears quite clear to me that once people are in a state of mental terror, rationality is completely thrown out the window. There is no possibility under such circumstances of rational thinking. And so the actions of the politicians and health officers, which have actually killed well over 12,000 extra people, the data are absolutely stark clear about it. I mean, you can just open up the ABS statistics and look at the facts and, of course, the cost-benefit analysis that I've published along with Gigi Foster. The data are absolutely clear. Anyone can check it. The politicians of Australia and Victoria have killed a vast number of Australians, and they have been supported in this exercise by the voters of Australia. Now, what exactly does this imply? This implies two things. The first is that fear completely eliminates the possibility of rational thinking, which happens in the parietal lobe, and it prompts the thinking from the lizard brain, which is the original brain as humans were evolving. And that's the fear. The fear response is so severe that people have not yet been able to open their eyes. So their eyes are still shut. And the second point I think I want to make is about the brainwashing. Now, we talked about brainwashing in Nazi Germany. We saw, how the Germans could be just brainwashed by Hitler. But, we've seen the brainwashing right in front of us. It's a full-fledged brainwashing. I mean, the media has brainwashed, the politicians have brainwashed, the health officers have brainwashed. And at the point in time where there is no ability left in the human mind to even check the facts. And so I was hoping that by sharing the facts very clearly, in the Bulleen constituency, this would be a wake-up call for at least some people. It turns out it did not wake up anybody or practically anybody. And so those who woke up by reading my, my flyers and saw my messages on social media, I'm thankful to them because at least their mind woke up. But for the vast majority, it appears that that time has not yet come. And I really don't know. This has been the biggest hysteria in the history of the world, as I've explained in my book, The Great Hysteria and the Broken State. Nothing in the world's history compares with what's happened and is happening right now as we speak. And so the minimum time people expect will be taken for the hysteria to dissipate is probably a decade or even more. And I think that's the kind of point I'm coming to, but I will continue my communications. I do know that at the end, human beings are a rational species. We were gifted by God with a brain, which I'm sure that some of you might still remember that you had it. And those who didn't vote for me, and voted for the killers, the Liberal Party, the Labour Party, who are blatant killers. I mean, this is not even hiding it. The data are absolutely in front of you, that they have killed a vast number of Australians. And yet you don't want to hold them to account. I'm waiting for the day when you will finally wake up. And I will be continuing with my messaging on my social media accounts. I cannot afford to do this. I've spent $40,000, guys. I've also lost well over $200,000 by resigning my job to fight for your liberty. But it appears that it's a thankless job fighting for liberty. So let me just say, I'm fighting essentially for my liberty. The fact that I'm communicating these messages is because my liberty depends on your understanding that you are trampling upon my liberty and the liberty of everybody else, and you're causing vast numbers of deaths through your fear and terror. When that realization dawns upon you that you have participated in the biggest crimes since the Holocaust, these are, I call the lockdown Holocaust. The data are absolutely clear. Anywhere from 3 million to 10 million people have been killed worldwide by the lockdowns. And in addition, I've shown quite clearly through statistical analysis that anyone can verify that lockdowns actually increased COVID deaths all over the world on average. Yes, they did save a few lives in Australia because for whatever reasons, we shut down borders, etc. So we saved probably around 10,000 lives initially, but they were all mostly lost in 2022. These are very elderly people. They can't live forever. And so really, the main thing is that the younger people have been killed by the lockdowns. And now the lives of children are going to be shortened. And almost all the children of Australia, their lives will be shortened. And the harms to the economy and inflation, I mean, they're enormous. I mean, the cost-benefit analysis it underestimates the harms by simply saying that 68 times the benefits. In reality, there are well over 1,000 times the harm of lockdowns to any benefit. Look, I'm again thankful to those who voted for me, and I'm hoping one day that some of you who did not vote for me will wake up and start using your brain. And please remember, I have been the most honest, truthful, courageous, and liberty-oriented person that you will ever see in your entire life. I can tell you that you will never meet somebody like me. My mouth, my words mean something. I put my money where my mouth is. I have always in my life stood for the right thing. And I will be with you guys when you finally wake up. And I hope that you wake up soon. Thank you. Bye.